Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting GabrielGonzalez.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoy this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to the Global Heartstream. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonzalez, broadcasting live from the beautiful city of Granada in the south of Spain. Today, Wednesday, the 26th of October. This month is nearly gone already. Can you believe it? When we meet again next week, it's going to be a new month, a new theme. And throughout this entire month, we've been exploring the theme of what it means and what it feels like to return to the source. We explore first what it means to return to the source of love, then the source of well-being. Last week we explored returning to the source of prosperity and abundance. And this week we're going to be focusing on returning to the source of peace. Apologies for last week. We had some sound issues, which we were able to solve. And unfortunately, nearly half of the replay or the recording or the broadcast, I am aware that many of you could not even understand anything that I was saying. All right, welcome Veronica, welcome Ellen, welcome Danny, welcome Cindy. It's a hard day, she always reminds us. Welcome Mariette, Amanda, the South African friends. How are you all doing today? I'd love it if you could just share one word that describes what your week has felt like or has been like so far. If I had to come up with a word, for me, the word would be joyful. Yeah, joyful. A good friend of mine that I had not seen in over 5 years came to visit me. So I really am enjoying the company and then the opportunity to show someone I care for this beautiful city. I love the city of Granada so much, and it's really a pleasure. This past summer, I had the opportunity to spend time with some of the graduates of the Heart Leader training program. We had our first Heart Leader Summit, and one of my favorite things to do was actually to show them the city, and they all left Spain, especially Granada, feeling very, 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 I don't want to use the word jealous, but homesick already. Yeah, they missed it. And they all said, we're going to move. We're going to move to Spain. Seems like everybody who comes out of here has their boat shaken up. Ain't that right, Ellen? Ain't that right, Mariette? Ellen says, so far, peace. So what are you doing here then if you already peaceful? Just kidding. I actually have my work cut out for me. Amanda says she's feeling appreciative. Okay, wonderful. Well, keep bringing your comments or your one word that describe how you're feeling so far about your week. Cindy is also very peaceful. Yeah, you began with that. You shared that in your initial comment. All right, so I only really have just one announcement, and the announcement is that immediately following this broadcast, pretty much
Um, what will be 7:15 p.m. or 19 hours 30 in European time. I'll be doing a broadcast of Ponle Corazon. Ponle Corazon is a program that it's been done with partnership, or in partnership rather, with the Institute of Heart Math, to bring a dedicated monthly space for people who want to come into their hearts to do what we do here every Wednesday, but to do it in Spanish with a specific focus on the very basic heart math techniques. So that would be the quick coherence technique, which is called in Spanish coherencia rápida, and the lock-in technique, which is when we lock in a particular feeling, or use the heart to lock in a particular feeling or emotion, and then we radiate that feeling and emotion to ourselves, to each other, and then to our friends or family, and then to the rest of humanity. So we do that here pretty much every week, except I'm going to be doing it in Spanish. Okay, so that will be exactly 15 minutes past 7 p.m. It's primarily geared towards people in Spain or people who speak Spanish. And if you know anyone who you think may benefit from this type of guided meditations or this type of space that we co-create, let them know about this new initiative. It will normally be on the last Wednesday of the month. And since we already do this guided meditation every Wednesday, it will be following this event. So I'll work double on the last Wednesdays of the month to earn my keep. All right. Welcome, Bonbon. Hello, hello, hello. Glad to catch you back and alive. Hope you all well. Blessings to you. Thank you, Bonbon. Thank you so much. It's interesting, but this past week I received quite a few messages here on the YouTube channel from many of you who have also taken a break during the summer, or you've been busy with life, children, school, work, and are just getting back into these broadcasts again, which again, it's an invitation, it's an opportunity for us to come together and unify our hearts to the heart of the Creator. And then from that greater place of unity, establish a deeper sense of connection within ourselves, with our own source, and then become vehicles for that which we channel through the source, and support each other, strengthening our immune systems, opening our minds to new insights, to new ideas. And not only that, but also creating a support system. I'm always humble when I get messages from people that say something along the lines of, you have no idea how your guided meditations and that weekly dedicated space has helped me. It's kept me from committing suicide. It's kept me from doing something crazy. It's kept me, from going completely insane. So I'm very happy to be able to be of service during this time. In case some of you may not know, but I run a full-time coaching and training practice, and also a consulting business in the area of heart-centered transformative leadership. And so I do this as part of my way of being of service to humanity. Okay. And obviously, I always extend the invitation to, if you want to study with me and go deeper, to do that. But only if you feel called to go deeper in some of the subjects and some of the topics that we cover here week after week. Hello, Christoph, brother. Thank you so much for your message and for being here today. All right, so let's continue then on this topic of what it means to return to the source. For the past few weeks, I've been rereading a book that the first time I read, it kicked my ass. And I have to say, the second time I'm rereading it, sorry for the redundancy, it's more than kicking my ass. It's a book channeled by author Mary Perrone, and it's called A Course of Love. You could think of it as a continuation or an extension of A Course of Miracles. And as the book itself describes it, it is for the heart what A Course of Miracles is for the mind. So some of you, if you've been doing some of the lessons of the Course of Miracles, or if you're a student of the course, you'll notice that there's a lot of emphasis on the mind, on the thinking, and the working at the level of thoughts. Well, A Course of Love, it's much simpler. It focuses at the level not just of feeling and emotion, but remembering. One of the ongoing lessons of the course is that to be present is to be in alignment with who you really are. And to be in alignment with who you really are is to be in alignment with your source. So there's this wonderful leitmotif throughout the entire book that says, be still and know. When you know, you remember. When you remember, you learn. So it's the type of learning that it's different from the level of the mind that is very causal, right? It's action, reaction. The information is out there. I need to bring it in. This course invites you to actually look inward and to connect with the ultimate truth within you, and with an infinite field or an infinite loving intelligence that knows that knows the answer to every problem, that knows each one of your deepest desires, that knows who you really are. And so our job is to constantly do whatever we can to move away from the paradigm of separation into unity. And in fact, if there's one exercise that the course invites you to play with and consider, is the exercise of dedicating all your thoughts to unity. Unity with the present moment, and then obviously unity with the infinite mind and infinite loving heart of God. To return to the source of peace means to return to the source of stillness. I'm about to say something right now that's probably going to be a game changer for you. 99% of the mind is actually still, in peace, and silent. I'm going to repeat that again. 99% of your mind is actually always in a state of stillness and peace. And only 1% is this chatting mind that we experience day in and day out, that is like this incessant little child that is constantly seeking our attention, that is constantly giving us opinions about everything, about everyone, about ourselves, constantly judging, criticizing, labeling, analyzing, etc. It's in love with its own ideas. And like a needy child that just wants your attention, will do anything it can to pull you away from the present moment and to bring you into a state of fear about the future, fear what could go wrong, fear about potential things that more likely will never, ever happen again. So as we go into today's guided meditation, as we continue this conversation, I want to offer you a metaphor to help you anchor this new idea or this new paradigm. And it's the heavens or the space that lies above us. Whenever we look at the sky, right, there are days where we cannot see the blue sky or the dark of the night because there are clouds. There's this weather that is active, right? If you at any times you lay down and just do some gazing at the sky, especially on a cloudy day, you will be very surprised to see that clouds move in completely different directions. Sometimes you can have a layer of clouds moving this way, and then behind them there's another layer of clouds moving this way, and then behind them there's another layer of clouds moving that way. And it becomes very difficult sometimes to catch a glimpse of what's behind them, the ceiling, because you get entertained by the clouds. And not only that, but the clouds in and of themselves, they begin to create pictures and kind of like these animated figures. Did you ever play that game as a child where you would see, like, let's see who can find, like an elephant? Oh, that one looks like an archangel. That one looks like a dog. That one looks like my mother. That one looks like Donald Trump. That one looks like such and such. That one looks like this. And so infinitely you go and looking at these shadows and shapes and forms and projecting whatever you think they look like. Well, thoughts are exactly the same way. Right? You could have one moment that a thought that says, oh my God, this person is loving. I like her. I want to be with this person. I like them. And then a few moments later, there's this other thought that goes like, what a witch. I don't like her. She's selfish and this and that. And then another moment, like this other thought, that says, oh, I love this job. I love this. And then the next moment you're like, I hate this job. I'm going to quit. You're like, well, how can all of this be happening at the same time? Well, that again, it's one of the characteristics of the chatty mind that is constantly giving you its unsolicited opinion about everything and about everyone. How do you transcend it? How do you go beyond it? Well, exactly in the same way you would go about it if you wanted to, on a day where the clouds are moving in every direction, if you wanted to see the sky and connect with the infinite space that lies beyond the clouds. Okay, so whereas modern research, science, and the field of consciousness tells us that 99% of the mind is actually still and silent and therefore in peace, and only 1% is this chatty mind. Right? The same thing is happening with the clouds that we see. There's an infinite empty space behind it. So it boils down to where you put your attention on. Did you put on the attention of every thought? Do you believe every thought that rises? Or do you become still? Allow the thought because it's there, like whenever you're looking at the sky and you acknowledge there's a cloud, and maybe it does look like Donald Trump or whoever, okay? But it's just a cloud. I'm not going to engage the cloud. I'm not going to start, trying to contradict the cloud or agreeing with the cloud's idea. I'm just going to be aware it's just a cloud. And like all clouds, thank God, they pass, they come and then go. And your thoughts are exactly like that. Yet you remain anchored. And you put your awareness where? Well, at the very beginning, it looks like you're putting the awareness on that space between the clouds where you can suddenly see a little bit of blue sky. But what you're really putting your awareness on, it's on the space that lies beyond the clouds. And that is where I want to invite you to go to when we enter into our meditation. To be aware of the thoughts that rise. To become the observer of those thoughts, to become the observer even of any feelings, physical sensations that rise, the totality of the experience. But bring your awareness to the place out of which all these things seem to arise. So in the sky, everything appears to be arising from the sky, right? You look up and it's like, well, they're coming from the sky. Where else are they going to be coming from? You look beyond it. So if you have your eyes closed, your focus is on the heart, your focus is on the present moment, it's on the heartbeat. But you are letting go of your attachment to that physical sensation. You're letting go of your attachment to that thought. You're not engaging the thought. You put your attention to the space from which thoughts are arising. This is one of the reasons why very often you hear me say when I'm facilitating one of these guided meditations to put your attention in the vibration, the energy, or the power behind it. So that is the invitation to go to that space. Within your physical body, when you bring your attention to that space within you, what you're really connecting with is the energy and power of your heart. This is a scientific fact. Your heart generates the majority of your electromagnetic field. It generates at least 5,000 to 6,000 times more magnetism than your brain, and at least 50 to 60 times more electricity than your brain. So when you feel into that hum, that place out of which everything arises, you're really tuning in into what the Institute of Heart Math calls your heart field, which is your unique heart signature. It's your unique electromagnetic heart field that, just like any electromagnetic field, also contains information. And that information, when you bring your awareness to it, you begin to commune with it, you begin to align with it, only to realize that suddenly you begin to remember that before all these thoughts arouse in your experience, there was this I, this presence within you, out of which everything came from. And that is the place, and is the only place you will ever find that stillness and that peace that you seek. Many of us believe that it can only be through causation, or taking some kind of action out in the world that will achieve peace. Well, I think we've proven ourselves more than enough already that peace, it's an inside job. In fact, the result that we have right now out in the world, all the anxiety, all the fear, all the wars, everything that it's being created is because of this chatty mind, and then the places from which it operates. And so we want to help subjugate, we want to help offset so much turmoil, so much anxiety, so much fear out in the world by coming together individually and collectively into that space beyond thoughts, beyond the clouds of our thinking that is contradictory, that is more often than not, it's not even logical, right? So that you can then find the only place where you will ever find peace. You cannot find it in money. We think, oh, well, I want to have some financial freedom because it will give me peace, and so I'm going to get some money. And then once you get the money, you realize then you're now always thinking about, I could lose this money, somebody could steal it from me, and now you're worried about what to do with that money. Then you realize, like, gee, I thought if I had money, I was going to have financial freedom and then I'll be peaceful. And the truth is, I'm now worried about my money all the time. Same thing with relationships. How oftentimes do we go into relationship thinking that the relationship is going to make us or give us peace or love, or make us feel loved? The ultimate truth is that you bring into the relationship who you are and what you are. And so if you bring into the relationship your fears, if you bring your baggage, if you bring your unmet needs, hoping that they'll be met, you're setting yourself up for failure. Relationships are they are in essence a holy exchange, but you have to have something to exchange. You have to have something to give. So it's a place where two individuals can come and share their unique gifts. And so let's go then into this guided meditation to reconnect and realign with our own inner sense of peace by going to the place, the only place where we can really attune, connect, and unify to the field of everlasting peace. That everlasting stillness out of which then also joy arises as a very natural state of being, in the same way in which a baby is joyful just out of its own nature. Oftentimes you see babies, they just have like this sense of joy that exudes from them. And there's absolutely no reason for that. Why? Well, I believe is that they're still so connected to the place from which they had just come from, where they were always unified and connected to their source. Leila, welcome. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you as well. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. Ben, it has been quite a while. He says, greetings, love warriors. Yeah, we're all heart warriors and love warriors. Welcome, Veronica. Nice to have you here as well. All right, let us begin now. Let's move now into the experiential. Is to begin to move away from the world of thought, concepts, and ideas, into a different channel of experience, where instead of talking about peace, instead of talking about stillness, we can rest in the awareness that will ultimately allow us to experience the feelings and the sense of peace and stillness. Let us please close our eyes. And for the next few moments, would you just simply find comfort right there? Doing whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. As you gently bring a hand over to the heart center. And as you do this, will you just feel the temperature of your skin, the temperature of your body, noticing also the ever-ending lub-dub that emanates from the center of your chest. As you witness and observe this heartbeat, welcome and allow any thoughts that may arise in your awareness, welcoming also any physical sensations. As if you were a child watching the clouds and the sky. Observe the thoughts, letting them come and go, rise and fall, while you remain observant of your heartbeat. Now, would you please begin to breathe into your heart, imagining as if you could breathe straight through the heart. Breathing nice and slow, nice and deep, and nice and evenly so that the inhale and the exhale are approximately the same length. You may breathe in a pattern, for example, of inhaling in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Choosing a pattern that feels right to you, that is comfortable, that you may relax into it. Let's just simply do that for the next few moments. Now we activate this awareness of coherence, what the Institute of Heart Math calls quick coherence, or as I often like to call it, wholeheartedness. We continue to breathe in and out of the heart, but now we activate the feeling of care, gratitude, compassion, or appreciation. We choose any of these 4 feelings. To do this, would you bring into your mind's eye, into your memory, someone that you deeply care for, that you know truly cares for you? Could be someone from your past, could be someone for the present, or you may simply think about something or someone that you deeply appreciate. And as you think about this, feel that feeling of care, gratitude, or appreciation. Breathing in and out of the heart, and allowing that feeling to grow for the next few moments within your heart. Imagine now that this vibration, this feeling now begins to grow and expand in every direction. Expanding out from the heart to the stomach area and all the internal organs, to the lungs, down through the legs, out the sides of the arms, through the top of the head, until you are surrounded by a field of this feeling, radiating this feeling of care, gratitude, appreciation, or compassion all around you. And as you continue to do this, allow me now to speak the following prayers on your behalf. In the name of the Father, the Mother, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. In the name of the beloved I Am Presence and Holy Christ Self of everyone who's here today or anyone who's watching the replay, and speaking on their behalf, I unify my heart to the infinitely loving and peaceful heart of our Creator, our Heavenly Father and Divine Mother. Know that God is life and that life is God, and that our life is the life of God, our heartbeat, the heartbeat of God. With every breath into our hearts, we fill our hearts with the energy that emanates from the source, knowing that divine goodness is now flowing into our hearts, divine peace, harmony, penetrating every atom, every cell, every organ, every tissue within our physical bodies, restoring the harmony of our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. Restoring once again the feeling or sense of wholeness that comes from being unified with our Creator. I can therefore affirm I am one with the source of peace, the peace of God, calming my mind. The more still I become, the easier it is to connect with the peace of God and therefore have access to a new awareness of peace that surpasses all understanding, that surpasses my chatty mind and allows me to remember the ultimate reality of my oneness with God, my oneness with my source, my oneness with all of life. I rest in this oneness. I rest in the peace that emanates from my source. And I allow this sense of peace now to be the primary activity and vibration of my being. Submerge in this peace. I allow peace to do what peace does. Peace calms, peace heals, peace nurtures. Actively, I receive it. I welcome it. I allow it. And I harness it with every breath into my heart. Now we begin to visualize and see and feel as this field of peace and care emanating from the heart begins to expand, and we can now radiate it out to every single person who's here with us, radiating it out to everyone who's participating in this live broadcast, or anybody who may be watching the replay, letting the peace go out to them, creating a unified and amplified effect. See the peace going out to Geraldine, Emily, Leela, Sarah, Ben, Veronica, Krista, Cindy, Bon, Amanda, Ellen, Ram, Veronica, Danny, Amanda, Mariette, and those of you who are here in silent, offering your hearts. Lock into that feeling. See it going out to everyone. We now allow this vibration of peace to go beyond our friends in this virtual circle, and we radiate it out to those loved ones. You know who they are. Those people who are family members, friends, those mates of your heart and soul, those people that you feel deeply connected with. Go ahead and send them out, this inner feeling of peace and care and gratitude and compassion. Locking in, radiating it out. Now we allow this feeling of peace and vibration to go beyond our loved ones. We see it going out to the rest of the world. Going out to all those areas where there's conflict. To all those areas where there are people experiencing pain, grief, sadness. Where there is suffering. Look in. Imagine the world being right in front of you. And just lock into that world. and radiate the peace that emanates from your heart. Divine presence of unconditional love in the heart of God that washes away all human imperfections, that sees beyond the world of illusion, that sees the deeper truth of everyone. Have mercy on us. Grant us thy peace. Grant us the capacity to be fully present to ourselves and each other, and to the awareness of peace that lies between and behind our chatty, overactive, over-judgmental minds. Help us not believe every thought that arises. Help us see with the inner eyes, hear with the inner ears, know with the inner knowing. The ever-expanding consciousness of good that lies beyond the world of form. Constantly reminding us that peace is who we are. That peace is our divine right. And that of our oneness, our sense of oneness with the everlasting peace, comes access to the ultimate truth that guides our life. That we're never and have never been separated. That we are one and has always been one with our source of love, well-being, prosperity, and peace. Their job is to create more and more moments of stillness that we may know and remember. For this, we're infinitely grateful. For this, we are joyfully and peacefully thankful. And so it is, and it is so. We give ourselves now a few moments just to be with this inner sense of peace in the heart. And from this awareness of greater peace, we then ask our hearts, my heart, what is the most loving thing I can do for myself today or over the next few days to be more at ease and at peace within myself? And then we just listen. We allow our hearts to speak to us in a language only the heart knows. My heart. What can I do today or the next few days to live in greater peace within me and with those that surround me? Gently we initiate now our return to the full awareness of our physical reality, gently opening the eyes. As we're coming to the end of our time together, if you feel up for it, would you share with me what's in your heart right now? What are you taking away from this experience, or anything else that you'd like to share? Knowing that this experience of inner peace is real. Knowing that, just like the metaphor that I offered you earlier about the sky and the clouds, the inner sense of peace is a space that lies beyond your overactive thinking, chatty mind. Sarah, thank you for your comment. She says, lovely meditation. Thank you, Gabriel. You're welcome. Ellen says, I love the silence inside. Thank you. This was amazing. Emily, it's great that you could be here today, love. Christoph says, the song Speechless from Michael Jackson from the album Invincible pops up in my heart and mind. Thank you, Gabriel. Wow, beautiful. I can't remember how that song goes. I'm going to have to look it up after this. Great. Well, my beautiful friends, we've reaching the end of our time together. I want to appreciate again your dedication to the weekly space. I'm quite amazed that you're here. That you're committed to coming in once a week together in unity and in consciousness to share your heart, so that we can then co-create this space that is very healing and nurturing for so many of us. Thank you for being here. Geraldine Kelly says, to rest and go about my daily life quietly and peaceful. Wonderful meditation. Ben Facey says, thank you, Angel Gabriel. I'm feeling connected to the central sun. Lila says, feeling very relaxed and peaceful. Danny says, gran meditación. Cindy says, I got the message to let go of raging war on myself by honoring where I have been and who I have become, and loving this part of me. Amanda says, I feel content. Beautiful. All right, my beautiful friends, this wraps up our Yeah, our last on the series of returning to the source of our being. Next week, we'll be initiating a whole new month. We'll be moving into November. And I'm very excited to announce that the focus of next month is going to be on prosperity. Since last week's chat, you couldn't hear anything I said about prosperity. I kind of fell in debt with all of you. I'm like, oh my God, it's like all the things I was sharing about prosperity, no one ever got to hear any of it. So that will be the main focus on next month. Okay, focusing on not only reconnecting with our own source of prosperity, but in essence, understanding how prosperity is created, how it's accessed, and the inner work that leads to prosperity. That's going to be our main focus during the entire next month of December. So that then comes December, you can spend all the money that you created and attracted during the month. Just joking, just kidding. All right, my beautiful invisible friends, thank you again for being with me here today. Really appreciate and value your presence in my life here week after week. Wherever you are in the world, in the planet, I wish you a fantastic rest of your week. And please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonsalves.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.